Perfect. Then we'll get right into it. How are you?
Good. How are you? Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah, happy Valentine's Day. I keep forgetting about it. It's very exciting. You're almost a married man.
I know. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I'm really happy that we get to chat for about 10 minutes. There's quite a few things I wanted to talk to you about, but I figured I would just start off with a couple of questions, and then I wanted to play a little bit of a game with you, which I don't know if you know who Karan Johar is, but he always does what they call like a rapid fire round. So I'm going to kind of mimic that a little bit and tailor it towards family karma, if that's okay with
Oh,
you.
absolutely. Let's play.
Awesome. So I think first and foremost, I really want to take a minute to just appreciate how you and Nicholas and your family have depicted your journey just through the last few seasons. I just felt like it was a very organic, um, just the way things rolled out was just very organic. Your emotions, everybody's emotions was just so real. So thank you, first of all, for taking the time to even share those emotions, these private moments. They're very beautiful. So thank you.
Of course, of course. I mean, as long as people are able to relate to us and our story resonates, it's all worth it.
Yeah, for sure. There was one specific scene that I'll never forget, and I feel like this was such an iconic moment in television, is when you decided to come out to your grandma. And that is such a powerful scene because I still remember how nervous your mom was, but I felt like she was so good at acting like she wasn't nervous. But then just the way she was like trying to explain it to you and saying like, this is my mom. I want to make sure I'm like explaining things properly and trying to not upset you and hurt Nicholas in the process, or just, be or not being sentimental towards the whole LGBTQ community. So can you tell us a little bit about that moment?
Oh man, it was an out of body experience. You know, in life, I feel like when you have difficult conversations, there's the starting point and then there's the ending point. And many times when you have to have those conversations, you kind of just want to do this little like hop and you kind of want to skip the middle part, the substance, because it's just easier to do that.
Right.
But we have to realize that the middle part is the most important. You can't hop from the beginning to the end and be on the same page with someone because it's the middle part of the conversation that really gets you to that end point. And as difficult as that middle part of the conversation is, it must happen. It's so important that it happens because otherwise so much is left to interpretation. People are not on the same page. There's miscommunication. So it was a really tough moment. It was a really difficult moment for me to do, but I also knew how important it was, because I just, it was not fair to keep lying to her and question her own intelligence. I always tell people when you lie to someone, you question their intelligence because in your mind you think that this person is going to believe you, and people are smarter than we think.
Yeah,
Um, and I reached the point where I just didn't want to disrespect her like that anymore, and I decided to have that conversation.
that's amazing. The other really powerful moment, again on television, was your just the journey that you and Nicholas wanted to share about starting a family. Um, Especially when the doctor called with not so great news. Why did you guys feel like that was something you wanted to share with the audience?
Because I don't think we're the only couple that's dealing with issues with having a child. I think many couples are doing so. And I think people are embarrassed or ashamed, or they're just, I don't know, they just want to be not as open about it, which I totally understand. But we're on a reality TV show, and the drama is fun, and the vacations are fun, and the nights out are fun. But there has to be also some stuff that people watch and learn from and understand from, and also parts of being on reality TV that people can relate to and make them feel less alone in their own journey. So I've definitely made that the relating part of my story. I've made that a priority for me in this whole experience of being on Family Karma.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I actually remember, so I was over at in Miami for um, Anisha's fashion show, and
Yeah.
I ran
Yeah.
into your mom there. I don't know if you remember, we like briefly like bumped into each other, but I ran into your mom, and I remember we were like trying to talk to each other over the noise. And one thing she said to me, she was like, you know, if my son's story can help one person, she's like, then I'm content. And I just remember it being like, that is just so beautiful. And I feel like that definitely is reflected in the storyline that you guys have in all 3 seasons. So amazing. And I'm really happy that, you know, you're essentially a trailblazer. There's not a lot of representation. First of all, there's barely any representation for South Asians on television.
Mhm.
But I mean, having someone go through this journey of coming out and being able to be so proud of it and having your family be a part of it is definitely trailblazing moments.